To woof, what a mouthful.
Cranberry sauce.
I thought you were about to sneeze just then. Oh, that's great. And now you have a cat tail. This is going so well.
Brought to you by Aku.
Hello. It's like, I like Thanksgiving. What's going on, Mom?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why I gave you that voice. I'm sorry.
It fits him.
Anyway, do you want to start this one? How do we want to like carve into this turkey?
Get out.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh Lord.
Brain. I'm done.
Oh, I mean, easiest thing. Everybody's got a trip. It's not going well. It just climbed up my back.
This is how Thanksgivings go for a lot of people. It's just a cluster F. We have so many awesome screen grabs that can be the thumbnail for this video now, between the face of Haku climbing your back and your wink sneeze expression.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you're fine to crawl up there, but those little claws in my back hurt.
But Mom, you can handle tattoos just fine. Why don't my dog?
Right? I feel like the whole bit of, when you go to the movies and you sit there and you watch all the credits or all of the trailers and previews and things, and you get to the end of it and you're like, what the hell did we come to see? You forget?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's happened here. What were we talking about? Thanksgiving. What are traditions?
Traditions.
What do you do every year for Thanksgiving? Because I mean, even if it's like, I don't know, working, if it's eating turkey, if it's arguing with family, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of morphed over the years. I remember for my family, we would travel to see some family, and then that turned into us always going to the movies on Thanksgiving night. And then I started working. So at Universal, we did a lot of Shrek Fiona type day dinner or buffet type events. So depending on who my partner was that day, that was always fun. I know my brother and my mom came to see me with that, and I was weirded out that my brother was as tall as the Shreks. It's like, oh, okay, that's height. Got it. But that's not about Thanksgiving, is it?
Still a tradition though, or at least it was.
Yeah. And now like we have a Friendsgiving before Thanksgiving, where everybody cooks whatever, brings whatever. We play games, and whoever loses whatever games we're playing has to do the dishes. So last time, the year before COVID, I made us lose. So, and then another couple lost too. So we were doing that. And we always said after that, paper plates. So I think this year we're doing paper plates.
No, how did you make your team lose? Because
I'm terrible at can jam. You know what that is?
No.
So it's like, picture kind of like a barrel with a slot in it, but it's open on the top and plastic. And you're shooting or throwing a Frisbee. You're trying to get it through the slot, or your partner is on the other side and they try to jam it by hitting it into the can. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
I would be okay every now and then at the direction of the Frisbee, but I can't get my wrist to do what my brain is telling it to do. So I would throw the Frisbee and I would make poor Josh like chase around the corner of the house. Like it was a mess, but it was still fun. Cornhole was good. And then there was some other game that we played too. But yeah, can you hear the dog barking? No? Okay, good.
No.
It's actually really nice weather here, and we have our sliding door open and our screen is up, but the dogs start barking at a certain time of night. So it reminds me of 101 Dalmatians. But yeah, and then now, like I love Thanksgiving food as like the holiday turkey type sandwich from Earl's Sandwich, like all mixed together. Yeah, exactly. But really we've kind of strayed away from, Josh isn't the biggest fan of Thanksgiving food. Like one year we did pork chops, and friend Emily, shout out Emily if you watch, but you slice a sweet potato in half and you rub it in olive oil, and you put salt and pepper like around the skin and half, and you like bake it, I think, for 30 minutes. We've done that every year since, because my mom and I can devour some sweet potato. It's so good that way. But yeah, so it's kind of just been always watching the Macy's Day Parade, eating food, crescent rolls. Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving without bread. So
No.
yeah, look at that kitty cat. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't really have a tried and true tradition necessarily, other than like I make everybody watch the parade with me because I love the show stops and stuff. So your turn.
Longest running tradition, we would go to my dad's side of the family in Burlington, North Carolina, and we did that for 20 some odd years. And up until my grandfather passed away. Goodness gracious. At least 5 years ago. But that was the longest running. We would always go to North Carolina and do Thanksgiving there. And so of course it was my grandparents, my mom and me, and my aunt and uncle and their daughter. And then her boyfriend came in tow, and now she and Jeremy have 2 children, and they're just adorable as hell. But that was always like the big Thanksgiving tradition, was traveling to North Carolina. And I mean, we still do like the whole family thing now, where we'll get together at my mom's house for dinner. But that's kind of been rocked like with COVID and everything last year.
Yeah, it's thrown a monkey wrench in it for sure.
Yeah, but we'd always look forward to, like, my uncle would make Suffolk dressing, which is a dressing. It's not bread based, it's meat based. It's so good. I couldn't tell you what's in it, what's actually in it. I think it's like a sausage based dressing. It is rich. It is so calorically heavy, but it was it's better than the turkey.
Calories don't count on Thanksgiving or
no.
Halloween.
Ellison would make like that pumpkin Swiss roll with the cream cheese in the middle. And we'd have coffee in the morning, and it's
oh my gosh, she just made me think of monkey bread. Monkey bread is so good. Guys, I'm hungry.
So yeah, that's always the big tradition. And a more recent one has become, like, you watch the parade every Thanksgiving. My big one is I watch Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy and Jamie Lee Curtis.
There you go.
I don't know why it's more of a Christmas film, but I always started watching it at Thanksgiving. For a while, it was the first Christmas movie I saw that started the season. So I'm like, no, this is my Thanksgiving film now.
Yeah, because really, when you think about it, I mean, I know we're all ahead of the game with Christmas decorations and stuff out now. But Thanksgiving to me, especially with the parade, like Santa ends the parade. So like the beginning.
It's the transition.
Exactly. So
it's the transition into everything. Where are you attempting to go, my friend?
Do you have a Thanksgiving story, Haku?
No. They were born. No. Wrong animal. Riven was born on Thanksgiving in 2019.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. So
wow.
Little Puppo, and she'll be 3 this year.
She's not little Puppo anymore.
No.
She's like,
I count. 2020. Is that right?
2022 is
her. When was the pandemic? 19?
It's still happening. 2020, March 2020 is when
That's right, because we got her January 25th of 2020. So yeah, she'll be 2.
Yes, we knew it.
19 to 20, 20 to 21. Math is hard. I can go to school for math.
You make beautiful sets for movies. That's what counts.
I spend people's money. No, that doesn't sound good with math either. Anyway, let's move on.
Approved by them. It's fine.
Any particular like fun Thanksgiving memory, like a disastrous or one that was out of the ordinary, or just like it was fun? It was good.
Jack got stuck in an elevator in the doors with them closing, and I had to freak out in character in the lobby because I was in front of guests one Thanksgiving buffet dinner that we did at the Portofino.
In the door?
So in the door, I've never been a fan of people running in last second to automatic doors, whether it be a monorail, an elevator, I hate those rotating doors because I feel like people can get stuck. Anyway, I've never seen anything terrible happen, knock on wood, but I don't like the idea.
No.
I don't want to name names because I'm pretty sure it was our frog friend, our frog hating friend. I can't remember. 100% remember. But I'm out, and all of a sudden, he's going into the elevator.
Oh no.
Swoosh on him. Now there's padding, but you're still being swooshed. And I'm having to like not be Taylor, but I'm still like having this internal freak. It was a mess. He was fine. It was all good. And I get in the elevator. I'm like, how dare you? I was so annoyed. I was like, why would you get stuck? Don't you know how nervous I was for you? And I was like, that wasn't a reaction. It's fine. But yeah, that. And I have a lot of food allergies now. I had a lot growing up. And for whatever reason, when we would travel to family for Thanksgiving, I inevitably wound up having something that had something I was allergic to in it.
Of course.
And I was that lovely child that made a trip to a drive to our destination way longer than it needed to be because of upchucking on the side of the road.
Oh no.
I lost weight on those Thanksgivings versus the other way around.
Overweighting, I guess.
Oh man, I was like 8 years old and it didn't need to happen, but it's fine. But yeah, disastrous wise, like I'm not a cook or a chef or anything like that. I'll clean up or I'll do microwave stuff, but I've never had the guts to even like figure out how to do a turkey. So like I don't have anything like Tim Allen and the Santa Claus with the turkey catching on fire in the oven or anything like that. My mom made really good Thanksgiving food, but one year she took a video of everybody afterwards sleeping, and then she took a video of all the cleanup she had to do, and she goes, "This is the last year I'm doing this," and it was. So we would always go to like the Grand Cypress where we went that one Thanksgiving. Yeah. We would go there because they would have a nice buffet and stuff. So that was
a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I was freezing that year.
Yeah, it was cold. I remember coming down there and we were so excited. You all were like, "Oh my gosh, it's in like the high 50s. It's going to be great." And I showed up and it plummeted to 42 during the day.
Yeah.
That was also the same trip that we saw. What was it? Frozen, Iron Man, and then I saw Iron Man again an hour later after we'd seen it.
And then our same anti-froggy friend, balls.
I have a ballroom with no balls. And then the kid downstairs Anna, if there was only someone that loved you, and you hear this little girl downstairs go, "No!"
We all were that little girl in that moment.
Oh my gosh, shocked. A whole bunch of 20-somethings sitting up, just gripping onto each other, going, "Disney did this."
Like hitting each other.
And that little girl downstairs, "No!"
Yeah.
You understand this. Who hurt you?
That
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
that was a good trip. It became, well, I don't know. It's not really a tradition anymore just because you can get it year round, but the holiday sandwich at Earl of Sandwich where they pile on turkey, gravy, the mashed potatoes on there too. Yeah, cranberry sauce. Mayonnaise. Oh, I don't care what it is. It's good. If you guys, that's a recommendation this week. If you live anywhere near an Earl of Sandwich, please try their holiday sandwich.
I've heard the Publix one is good too, but I'm very partial to Earl of Sandwich because that's my favorite and it always will be.
So good.
It's so good. They have a lot of different themed foods for the holiday. We'll have to maybe do an episode with that for the theme parks, especially if and when you come down next, if it happens to be during that time period. But yeah.
Let's see. It's one of my favorite memories of Thanksgiving. I'm going to make sure that my timer doesn't go ham like it did last time.
Or a turkey. Sorry. You're so going to be ready to hang up this Zoom call by the end of this. I'm going to be saying bye and I won't even have finished the word and you'll be gone. Yeah. Wet.
I'm out.
Wet.
Oh my Lord. So the favorite Thanksgiving story, we're at my grandmother's and she has this beautiful like white carpet. Yes, that comes back into play. And we'd never had any issues. White wine, red wine, any of the array of food. So
It's gonna be the meat gravy, isn't it?
That year we changed up and had a couple of different dishes where everybody was excited to cook things, but it threw off the entire like order of, because we'd know, you got to get the turkey in it this time. You got to do the mashed potatoes this time. And you have to do this with pumpkin roll and so on and so forth. So that morning, before Keurigs were in every household, my grandmother still had, I think she still has this coffee pot, this massive coffee pot. We're sitting in the kitchen, we're all having breakfast and it's very quiet. Some people are still asleep. And all of a sudden we just hear like water trickling. Like, what the hell is that? And look over and somehow we loaded the coffee maker wrong. And it's just coffee is cascading down the white countertops onto the white tile floor and it's everywhere. The coffee grounds, all of it. We have no idea what we did to this day. We still cannot figure out what we did because this wasn't a new coffee pot. We've never had that problem since.
So all I picture when you say that is like the OxyClean infomercial guy busting through the wall like the Kool-Aid man, going, "Have no fear."
First of all, we're cheesed off because none of us had caffeine at that point. And then we're just, how did this happen? Get it cleaned up, make another pot, no problem. We're like, all right, great. One little hiccup in the day is fine. So later on, everybody's getting stuff fixed up. We're doing what we do. And we've got like all the burners on the stove have been turned off when they're not in use, like you do. And we're loading up stuff and sitting on the table. And all of a sudden we're like, what is that smell? What is that? Go back in. There's a casserole dish that has been sat on an eye that was not completely turned off. And it's one of those like squared, like rounded off, but squared dishes. Pick it up. The entire bottom just is there. It's just the rim.
Oh, that had to
be casserole just goes. Like,
oh, how do you even really?
Thank you. Again, an issue we had never had, an issue we've never had since. We're like, great, I'm not going to even worry about it. So get that cleaned up, go in, everybody gets their wine because at this point we need it. And we sit down and Ellison is telling one of her favorite stories of like how a girlfriend of hers or something in college fell down when she was holding red wine because we kept talking about the white carpet. Like, have you ever realized that Nan's carpet's white? This is dangerous. We've been fine. It's great. Ellison goes into this whole story about how a girlfriend of hers had red wine and was like, I'm not going to fall, and actually tripped over something and did this beautiful, like, stupid acrobatic thing that you could never repeat again if you tried, and came back up and the wine glass never spilled. And the girl then sits it down on the thing and stands up and knocks it over with a foot. So, foreshadowing. We also, one of the new dishes we had that year was an eggplant, like Parmesan or casserole or something, and it had a tomato-based sauce.
Good.
Ellison grabs it. She goes, and everybody else around the table had gotten it. It was me and her that were left. She grabbed it and she scooped it up. And as she scooped it up and she goes to put it on our table, it just goes whoop.
The sound effect made it better.
I'm just
quick, pour some coffee on it. Oh no.
I do. I mean, at that point, everybody else at the tables realized it. And we're just sitting there baffled, like, what else? What else can happen? So we get through the rest of the dinner and it's fine. And we've had a good laugh about the day. We're like, that's it. They come in threes. There's nothing else that can happen. My grandmother has this beautiful big crystal vase that she puts flowers in every year. It's an heirloom for the family. And it's one of those that actually it like bells up real pretty. And then it's got the actual like piece. The entire thing's probably about like that big before you put flowers in it. Okay. So what do? You don't just pick it up. You pick it up at the neck.
Yeah.
Carry it that way. Well, I pick it up And I go carry it and I go to sit it back down on her normal table so we can take everything off. And I'm like, why is it not sitting down? And I look, the bell has come away from the damn base.
It sounds like a Michael Scott Thanksgiving from The Office.
And I'm just standing there like,
everything goes wrong.
My mom walked in. She starts crying, laughing. She's like, I can't, we're done. Just call it right now. And it is the Thanksgiving that has lived in infamy to this day. We tell that story every year that we go back there.
That's amazing.
You remember the coffee? You remember, and it just goes and goes and goes.
I know this would be a crazy amount of work on top of what you already do. But could you imagine making Thanksgiving cards for the people that were part of that Thanksgiving? Somebody gets, like, Ellison gets the eggplant Parmesan card, somebody gets the coffee, somebody get, like, it just, and those are the place settings,
just on and on and on, and it's just
well, did any of it come out of the white carpet, the stuff?
From what I recall, it came out of the white carpet pretty well, but Ellison just
it's like, is this happening?
I do. But it's just one of those things that's already happened. You can't do anything. You can't try and stop it. It's done. But that is by far one of my favorite Thanksgiving memories, period.
That's an excellent one. If you guys have really fun Thanksgiving memories like that or whatever, please
share them.
I've spilled a pumpkin pie on my mom when she was wearing white jeans before.
All right.
Wasn't Thanksgiving though. We were at a restaurant called Good and Plenty in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And it like the family style, you sit next to people you don't know. And the guy next to us was joking, like, oh, don't drop that. And I was like, oh, I won't. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. It was Thanksgiving, but still, that's as close as I have to did that. At least when it comes to food.
As we start to transition, as we talk about Thanksgiving being a transition, you and I have kind of already like started to make the move. I know you were a very large fan of Christmas. And you want to tell them just how in sync you and I are as friends, sisters, whatever you want to call us.
Soul sisters. It's what we are. Yeah. So as we had mentioned, maybe in this episode or the previous one, our schedules have been not meshing. So we've been talking here and there, but we've not been like communicating as much as we normally do. So like 2 nights ago, I texted you a picture of what was on my screen for Netflix. And I was so excited. I was like, hey, Just Friends is on Netflix because we love that movie. And it
also started from that Thanksgiving trip that I took to King visit.
It did. And we always had to watch it via DVD. It was never streaming anywhere. Old. Anyway, the text I send Whit is a picture of the opening credits, and I just get an ellipses back, like ... several of them. And I'm like, yeah, Just Friends is on Netflix. And her little speech bubble starts doing its thing. Oh, I know. And then the picture of her, she was like maybe 2 minutes ahead of me in the movie. And of course, when Ryan Reynolds and his fat suit, oh my God, like that was
not the text message, and that can be part of the
yes. That would be amazing. It was so funny. And that movie is so good. It's so good. We were chatting, and if anybody hasn't done it yet, we need to look it up, but somebody should definitely, it's Samantha James?
Yes.
Yeah, for whatever reason I had Jones in my head and I was like, that's not right. It's played by Anna Faris, and gosh, she's brilliant. But somebody needs to cosplay her when she gets hit in the, like she falls, hits her head, and is like
wrap around, and she's got the toothpaste drooling out of her mouth.
Blueberry. And she just is obnoxious. It's such a drugged up, exactly. It's such a drugged up, like pain midway.
Dude, the movie gets better and better too the more you watch it. There's another recommendation for this week. Please watch Just Friends.
Get a holiday turkey sandwich from Full of Sandwich near you. Go home or wherever you're comfortable and have Netflix capabilities. Yourself some Just Friends and laugh your ass off and quote the movie like we do.
So good. That, and if you want to watch a movie that's a little bit more dated, find Trading Places.
There you go. And remember, kids, sometimes old coffee machines, pots, just dribble. Sometimes eggplant parmesan just likes to fly and become friends with the white carpet.
Sometimes you find out that you have food allergies.
And puke all over the road from Atlanta to Florida. Sometimes Shrek gets stuck in an elevator. It just,
sometimes you get stuck in an elevator.
It just happens. And sometimes you have a freezing cold Thanksgiving where new traditions happen like those movies.
Oh my gosh. It's
so fun. It'll be interesting to see what this year is. The parade is back in full force. So we should definitely do an episode where we talk about the different shows we want to see. And then the shows are like, why does that exist?
Absolutely. It's going to be another interesting year. Our family took a hiatus last year because multiple people in my family in Tennessee had COVID. My mom called 2 days before we were set to travel and goes, "Don't come. I just bought dinner for 12 people and your grandparents have COVID and so do I." Went, well, at least you have food to last for quarantine.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hi Mommy.
So it'll be nice to actually have Thanksgiving again this year. So, and of course, it's the holidays. There's family antics and oh boy,
sorts of stuff and things.
We'll see what happens. So, I think our next couple of episodes are going to this one kind of bridge the gap between Halloween and Christmas, and we're going to go into Taylor's favorite time of year, and it's just Christmas all the time.
You're welcome for the obnoxiousness that is going to happen from me.
You may get an episode where it's just Christmas carols. I think we're going to do one where we talk about Christmas movies because you have to. We are going to poll you guys on whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not. It has to be done. I feel like it's a rite of passage for this time of year. We may do it again next year, even though we've already done it. You don't know.
You never know.
Traditions on Christmas and what you do and how long we believed in Santa Claus. That's always fun.
And we can save what I was about to say for the future episode. You moving forward like that, your hair does a pretty
fantastic. I know. Ready?
Wah, wah.
It's this, I don't know what's happening with it now.
So I have an uncomfortable tidbit to share.
Oh.
I know. Not like an exciting uncomfortable, just uncomfortable. So one of the Marilyns that we used to work with, I don't remember the entire song, and I have it recorded from her somewhere. But the beginning of it is talking or singing about how the pilgrims came over and we had a feast with the Indians, and the song they sang was, "This land is your land, but now it's my land." It's just like, it's really accurate and sad, but I couldn't help but laugh and go, ha, oh no.
It sounds very reminiscent of the Addams Family Values.
Oh, maybe. There we go.
Eat me.
Oh man.
I'll play the victim all your life. Here's another good one.
That is a good one.
Put that on tonight.
There you go. Perfect. All of the holidays, all at once.
Oh, Lord. All right, y'all. Let's wrap it up.
It's been fun. You're welcome. I don't have a lame Thanksgiving joke for you like I did a Halloween one.
Dude, that was so good, though.
Do you want to hear it again?
What was the other one you told? No.
I
The whale joke.
I can tell it.
You can tell that one.
Not like we click that this channel is for kids, and I technically don't say anything that's bad.
You said it's because they taste like sheet on the last episode. I think we're okay.
Okay. Why don't whales like wearing pants?
Really?
They want to have a free Willy.
So bad.
You can find us. This might become a bit where I just find really cringy dad jokes to close out the episodes with, because you're laughing your butt off in a cringy way, and we can just wrap it up.
Oh my gosh, that's great. You can find us, Wolf What a Mouthful, all one word on YouTube, which you're here. Great. Instagram at Wolf What a Mouthful as well. You can find our personal pages linked to that one too. Don't be a creep, but be a creep. You can find us.
You gotta request mine. You can be a creep on your page. You're not.
There you go. My page is public. Hers isn't. It's fine. I'm a cosplayer. It's gonna be public. So
I was gonna say mine also is a lot less interesting than Wits is. Like
my last post for this page was me dressed as a dude and a girl, both a couple of times with like the twins and then Harley and Joker.
Yeah. I feel like I'm cool by association with our Woof Insta account and then your Instagram account. Mine, like I have some cute pictures that I like, of like family or my dog or the holiday, but there's no pizzazz. It doesn't need to be public. It's not public worthy. Anyway, on that note, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of whatever time of day or night you are watching this, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.